Hello guys, welcome to my channel Paisa Sports. Thank you for tuning in today. We have a very interesting video. We're going to be reviewing this past week's Champions League games. Mostly going to focus on Real Madrid PSG and Tottenham Juve. So let's get right to that. Let's start with the first game. PSG Real Madrid at the Parc des Princes. The game was very hyped up. PSG hyped it up, saying that they were going to go all out against Real Madrid and take them out. Unfortunately, they were really disappointed in this game. Real Madrid controlled the game, in my opinion, from start to finish. I was really surprised when I saw the starting lineup that both Asensio and Lucas Vázquez started, and that Zidane went with a 4-4-2. But I think it worked wonders. Asensio and Vázquez were giving Real Madrid an edge on the flanks, but they also will come back a lot on defense and keep the team stable. That extra defensive help really proved the key factor on why Madrid won that game. Asensio was the best player in the game for at least the first 65 minutes. He was the only one breaking lines, creating threats. I think he pretty much completed almost all his passes in the first half. He maybe had one or two misses. He was great. He was exceptional. The play of the goal, he showed some key vision by dragging in a couple defenders and then the quick turnaround pass that left Vázquez wide open to do that cross for Ronaldo. That was just brilliant work for him, opening spaces and dragging defenders away. He was really good. Madrid scoring first, that Ronaldo goal that we just mentioned, really killed the tie. It took the air out of the PSG team, the PSG fans. PSG started getting frustrated, which is where Verratti's red card came from, out of frustration. Even though they scored the equalizer like on the 70th minute, they didn't have a chance anymore. One man down, and like I said, the momentum has swung Real Madrid's way, and then Real Madrid pretty much started doing what they did last year when they had a lead, which was touch the ball and pretty much let the game die out slowly. For PSG, Mbappé and Di Maria were really disappointed. They started out kind of fast, creating some decent chances within the first 15 minutes. But outside of that, they didn't really have much. They both looked erratic with the ball. Mbappé looked like he was rushed in his decisions. Di Maria looked like the stage was too big for him, which is weird because he's played in Champions League finals before. But like I said, PSG just didn't look up to it. Verratti and the rest of the PSG midfield, which is Rabiot and Thiago Motta, got schooled by Kovacic and Casemiro, especially Casemiro. He won so many balls back there. He was so strong in the midfield. And Kovacic broke the lines in the second half, especially. He broke the lines. He won possession back. Thiago Motta had to pretty much play as a fifth defender because Madrid weren't affording him the chance of pushing up, especially in the second half. And that really affected the way PSG approached this game. They never really could play their game, which is fast and vertical. Real Madrid were greatly positioned, and I gotta give credit to Zidane, who I've criticized before, but he tactically managed this game to perfection. The 4-4-2 countered PSG perfectly. Asensio and Lucas Vázquez were with stars of the game, so hats off to Zinedine Zidane for that. On another note, Cristiano Ronaldo continues to score in every game he plays in this Champions League. Great header. Obviously, it was from a great cross from Lucas Vázquez, but you still have to finish it. Something that Benzema didn't do with his chance. But yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo was great. He was probably the most dangerous man throughout the game. But yeah, he scoring that goal was huge for them. Benzema, even though he wasn't good on goal, he continues to be a really good glue guy. I still see him as more of a number 10 than a number 9. But that hybrid position that he has really works well alongside Ronaldo. And it seemed like he's starting to get some chemistry with Asensio as well. So that's going to be very interesting to look at in the future. If Gareth Bale were to depart, we're not sure. But at least for this game, the partnership between Ronaldo and Benzema and Asensio worked great. One more note on that game, Keylor Navas was really solid. Every time he got called upon, he was secure, he knew what to do, he made a couple of good saves. So I'm still unsure whether we have all this De Gea talk when Keylor Navas continues to put in great performances. All in all, after the first 15 minutes or so, PSG seemed to starting to unwind. And after that first goal, Madrid just cruised. This is still Real Madrid's competition, in my opinion, and you need to be perfect on both legs to be able to eliminate Madrid, because they seem to up their level in this competition every time, and PSG were just not up to it. We'll see on the next round, but I still see Madrid as one of the main favorites to win this competition, and their performance on Tuesday just reinforced that. The second game we're going to get into is Tottenham versus Juventus, and what a game it was. I saw this game live on TV, and I was just glued to the TV for the entire game. This was really weird game. It was a tale of two halves. Tottenham started out really fast in the first half. They dominated proceedings. Why? Because they played their fast-paced game. They killed the flanks. I'm not sure what Allegri was thinking of putting Barzagli on the flank, but Son was having his way with him. Barzagli looked slow, Chiellini looked slow, Pjanic and that midfielding with Matuidi, I don't know where they were in the first half because they didn't do much. It was so critical that I think Dybala and Higuain barely got chances in front of goal in the first half. And although it was a bit lucky, the build up to Son's goal, the 1-0, was really good, so it was a well-deserved goal, even though Son kind of like swinged and missed and it's still winning. But it was a well-deserved goal because of the style of play. Harry Kane did miss a chance in the first half. I've heard a lot of people say it was a hard one to score, but you're a world-class striker. Once you take out that goalkeeper, it should be all she wrote. I think he rushed the finishing a bit, and that affected his angle. But like I said, he should have taken that chance. Barzagli looks slow, Chiellini looks slow, I just mentioned that. And then in the second half, with Tottenham up 1-0, Juve knew they needed to score 2 goals. Surprisingly, Allegri didn't make any changes right off the bat. But like around minute 62, around there, he made the 2 changes that completely changed the tie around. So I gotta give credit to him. He took a while, but once he did decide to do changes, they were completely and utterly amazing. They changed the game completely, which was the introduction of Lichtsteiner and Asamoah. He took out Alexandro. He took out Benatia, who was playing in center back, and then put Barzagli in center back, which is his most traditional position, and then put Lichtsteiner on the side. Literally 2 minutes after Lichtsteiner gets across, it gets headed back into the middle by Khedira, and then Higuain, you have your tying goal. What did that do? It pretty much turned the momentum around for Juventus. The Lichtsteiner and Asamoah introduction really showed that you can get Tottenham to slow down and play at the paces they don't like to if you control the flanks. So what they did was Asamoah and Lichtsteiner were much better equipped to control the players on the flank, especially Lichtsteiner with Son. Once Lichtsteiner came in, Son was a lot less dangerous. It gave Juventus stability, and what it did is slow the game down to a grind, which is the way Juventus like to play. That slower pace really favored them. Lo and behold, 2 minutes later after the first goal, you have a break. Dybala gets a one-on-one with the keeper, and there you have it. We said it on the preview. Tottenham has kind of a weak defense. They can be tactically indisciplined. They were having a good game up to then, but once they lost possession of the ball, they were caught a little too high up, trying to get a second goal to give momentum back to Tottenham, and they paid for that. After the second goal, to be honest, once I saw that second goal going in, I knew it was all she wrote. They had a clear chance at like the 89th minute where the ball was dead in the line. But like I said, Juventus didn't necessarily park the bus, but they slowed the game down to a grind. They played to the midfield. Tottenham just couldn't find the open spaces that they were finding in the first half. Obviously because Juve retracted their lines back. Chiellini was insane in the second half. He blocked a couple shots that I was amazed by, especially one where it was Harry Kane just for a tap in and he came from behind with a slide tackle. That was great. Overall though, Allegri won this game. Those 2 substitutions of Asamoah and Lichtsteiner completely changed the game. Juventus looked strong in the second half. They looked like the contenders that I thought they were. Tottenham, unfortunately, they showed that they're still a team that has a long way to go in this competition, because they lack the mental strength and just the lack of experience to being able to handle that tying goal. They should have been a little less reckless in pushing the line so much, because they would have gone through with the 1-1 tie. So Pochettino needs to work with that. Obviously, this is a young squad still, and if they don't lose their key pieces, they're probably going to be back in the same stage next season. So hopefully they learn and grow from that. But Juventus move on. Better for a sport, if you ask me. Juventus obviously a contender in this tie, and you know, the better teams that move on, the better ties we might get later on. But yeah, overall, you know, Juventus showed that their formula still works, and Tottenham showed that they have a lot to learn. This was a great game. Well guys, this has been all for today's video. I didn't mention the other two games, Porto and Liverpool, and Basel, Man City, because as I mentioned in the preview, they were pretty much formalities, so there was not much to analyze there. Anyway, thank you for watching today. If you like what you heard, please leave a like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated. If you don't agree, or if you have a different opinion of what I've said today, please leave a comment down below. I always appreciate you guys' feedback. I will be back with more videos very soon. We're going to be talking about more Champions League. We're also going to be soon talking about the World Cup that's coming up. We're going to have to analyze that very deeply. So I thank you guys very much, and I'll see you on the next video.